The project that we've been doing is interviewing people from South Asian backgrounds and African, Caribbean and mixed origin backgrounds with MS and their diagnosis, because we want to find out how they were perceived before and after diagnosis.
Yeah. Different ages and the lengths of diagnosis as well. Like some people were only diagnosed a year or two before.
Yeah.
And some people have been living with MS for decades maybe.
Yeah.
10, 15, 20, 25, 30 years maybe. So there's been a huge contrast between the two sets of stories, the newly diagnosed recent history from over the last, say, 5 or 10 years. Their journey's been totally different to people who were diagnosed 20, 30 years ago when there were no disease-modifying treatments. There wasn't very much offered in those days to people with MS, apart from you'll probably end up in a wheelchair. But now with the vast array of medication that's out there, it looks like a totally different story for those people, which is great.
I think also being peer researchers who live with MS and get to interview people with MS is something that is kind of bridges the gap in research, where people who have the voice but are involving other people to sharing their voice. So it's kind of like, instead of a researcher who may not have that experience and is looking at it from a more clinically detached perspective and saying, okay, this is what we see. We've got the people who know what it's like, supporting and giving a voice to the people who are living with MS, but maybe may not be historically involved in the type of research that we're doing. I think that's quite amazing that we're doing that. And it's one of the things that I do take from this.
The most interesting part was actually developing the questions to ask at the interviews. Because usually you go to things and they tell you what you've got to ask. And then it makes it more personal, because then the person is answering the questions they want answered rather than me setting up, this is it. I had a problem actually, because I wanted to stick to that script. I had my questions in 1 to 10, and my expectation was that it was going to flow in that way. And I think the first couple of interviews, you had to realise everybody speaks differently, everybody talks at a different pace, and everybody's brain functions differently. So you're going to get that information, and after I let go of that, I really enjoyed the process, because you didn't feel like you were trying to force the issue. I think the training was great, knowing the difference between the different types of peer reviews that we were doing, as in qualitative and quantitative. Now, I used to do loads of quantitative work at work. So, and it's real strict. You follow the rules and that's it. Doing the qualitative, it's free, it's natural, it's organic, for want of a better word.
And you didn't find it quite overwhelming or anything like that?
No, because you know what the nicest thing is? The people who were giving us the training, Alison and Sharifa, they took into consideration we have MS. You know, and that makes a difference, because sometimes you get involved in projects and they sort of automatically think, because you're not sitting there stuttering and struggling to find the words, which we still do, it's included in it. It's not a separate thing where you feel, oh, well, you've got MS and we want you to do this project. It joins everything together.
We had 4 sessions, 2 were online and 2 were face-to-face. That actually helped me to have a better understanding, even though we got the information of what we will be doing. Having the training helped me to be more confident in doing the interviews and also analysing stuff as well. That helped me. The senior researchers that we're being peer researchers with, I feel that they've been so helpful within connection of telling us what training we need. Be yourself. Don't feel like it has to be written in concrete that this is how it's not military. It's like. And
after the interviews, the debriefs, they always helped as well. Sometimes some of the conversations were a little bit emotional, a little bit heated, a little bit tough to listen to. So it was nice to once finish the interview and somebody who was listening and say, well, you know, how do you feel now? And like, well, how was this and how was that? And so you can just get it out of your system as well and just feel a little bit better.
Yeah.